Okay, so I thought it was about time I answered your questions. Why can I never be serious when I turn the camera on? Okay, that's an awkward question. Who do you think is better, Leon or Konig? You know I can't answer that. Based on... No, I can't. I'm sorry, I can't answer that. I'm just too good a friend. There's thousands of mini tour players out there who routinely shoot under par at professional level. What would it take for you to get to that step? Okay, it's just simply hours of purposeful practice put in. It's not just that. Outside factors which need to be kept focused as well. So, outside of golf, I need to keep my mind focused on what I do on a daily basis, like keeping a steady daily routine, not too stressful, not putting too much pressure on myself, but knowing that I'm putting enough in to improve a little bit each day. Obviously YouTube as well is a massive passion of mine, so I want to make really good YouTube content. And the difference with that is YouTube is, I enjoy creating a piece of content, a great piece of content, more than I actually enjoy practicing golf, because it's more instantaneous. Although sometimes it takes a lot of work, it's more instantaneous than golf is. Golf you can put a lot of hard work into, and it can be years until you actually get anything out of it, or see good results, or win a tournament. So it's keeping a good level. But yeah, I just need to keep a good balance between everything. There's a lot of bees around here, and it's sketching me out a little bit. I don't like bees. Anything that makes that noise freaks me out. Do you have another job that's not YouTube golf to help pay for entry fees and other stuff? No, so YouTube's my only job, and then the sponsorship which comes alongside with that helps fund my season and the rest of the year. What was your handicap when you were 17? 17, I was hovering between scratch and +1. The main reason I think I was off scratch or +1, I was probably more around other golf courses which weren't my home course. I was probably more like a 2 handicap, 3 handicap. The reason I was off +1 or scratch is because the standard scratch EGU events or national events are a lot higher, normally reduction only. I remember playing Royal St Ports one year in the Carriage Trophy, and the standard scratch was 78, I think, on day one, like 77 on day one and 78 on day two, something along those lines. So a lot of the time it was reduction only, especially in springtime. So you could shoot like 2 or 3 over your handicap and still get cut 0.1 and 0.2. You've been quite indecisive with what your YouTube channel is going to be focused on going forward over the past year. Now you're going fully with the professional tournament route. Are you happy and excited to see what comes with the focused practice? I definitely am. Yeah, I mean it's more of an experiment in a way. I think my daily routine has changed a bit. I'm not doing 5 hours of practice because I realised even just 2 to 3 hours of really focused, purposeful practice is a lot, and enough to improve you a substantial amount, and definitely enough to play at a professional level. These guys aren't practicing a massive amount, but the practice that they put in is absolutely 100% focused. Like when I did the British Masters video, the practice days, they're not there all day, and when they're at home practicing, they're not practicing for 10 hours at a time. They might practice for 3 or 4 hours at a time, play 9 holes, but all of that is very, very focused stuff, and every single shot is hit with 100% commitment as to how they're trying to move forward. So yeah, I think I am looking forward to it. I'm not getting sort of overly obsessed with it. I want my golf to improve, and I want to have a few good results in tournaments this year, but it's not the end all and be all of everything. Does Rich still help you with your game? He hasn't done recently, but I do want to go and see him soon, because he is a good coach. He understands where I come from when I'm in a lesson. Like, he understands that to change my swing, I need to understand the feeling that I need to make before I can change it. So he's very good in that respect. He's a good coach all round. Which other YouTube channels would you most like to collab with? Who's the one who has a really, really bad temper, loses his head all the time? Got tattoos, looks orange after he went somewhere. He looks really orange now. He's really cool. Who was the best golfer when you were younger before you left golf? James, Konig, you, or everyone else who appears on the channel? A difficult one, because me and James are about the same. I know James was off like 1 or 2. I was off about scratch, but I wasn't playing that much. We were probably about the same standard. Harry wasn't either. I think he was off like 1 or 2 at that stage, maybe 3. He was massively a late bloomer, so when I stopped playing golf, he was then just starting to really perform. I know he won the Devon Amateur, and then he started playing. He turned pro and started playing as a pro. I don't know, Leon was very good. He was a very good golfer at our age. His brother as well, Ryan Fricker. Harrison Greenbury was very good. He won the British Boys. Ryan Pope was a very good golfer. We had a very, very good Devon side. So it'd be hard to pick, really. It'd be hard to pick. What do you think is going to be your biggest challenge this year? I think we speak for everyone when I say I would love to see you succeed. Yeah, I mean, I think the biggest challenge is going to be keeping my mind focused on the things which I need to do on a daily basis. Just practicing golf, playing a few times a week, going to the gym, staying fit and healthy, and filming and editing videos. You know, that's a lot to do each day. And to stay focused on all of that, especially when you have a mind like mine, I'm constantly coming up with new ideas all the time, hence why I get distracted and sometimes have gaps when I upload content, because I get distracted by other ideas which I shouldn't be distracted by. So it's just trying to keep my mind focused on those things. That's going to be the biggest challenge this year for me. When's the next course vlog with Connick? Hopefully soon. He's just come back. He came back yesterday, hence you saw him there in his tremendous lid. Oh, he had his hat on, didn't he? He had his lid out the other night when we were on a night out. It was every time he moved, it changed style. For someone looking to improve their game, would you say lessons are a must-have, or is self-teaching a better way? What did you do? I mean, it's completely personal. For me, when I was younger, I had quite a fair few lessons from, I would say, like 11 to 14, maybe once every couple months, and then I moved to like once every 6 months by the time I was like 14. I wouldn't say I was self-teaching. I always had someone there giving me a second opinion, which I think is really important, but everybody's different. Like you might be someone who needs a full-time coach there if you can afford it. If you can't, you don't necessarily need it to improve. It does help, but mainly just someone there to have a second opinion, because you're looking at your swing all the time, and it's good to have someone else there who picks up on something which you don't notice. So it's completely down to you. You have a good swing, but you still play bad. What are the main issues in golf beside the distance control? It's not putting in the right kind of practice, and also it's up here as well. It's going around a golf course and not having conflict in my mind as to whether I should put the correct swing on it, or hit the right shot in exchange for a slightly worse technique. Even that, what I'm saying there is a conflict. I shouldn't be thinking that at all. I should just be going on the golf course and swinging it as I do, and then in practice working on the things that I need to work on, which works its way into muscle memory, not consciously trying to make a good swing on the golf course. So that's what needs to change, is my mindset. Swing thoughts. Answered that for the last question. Literally none. No swing thoughts when I'm out on the golf course. If you're on about in practice, at the moment it's stand a bit closer. After doing my slow-mo video, I noticed that my stance was very narrow, so widening my stance a little bit, and just making sure that everything at address is correct more than anything. A little pause at the top. Again, I'm not focusing on all these things at once. I'll go through stages in my range session where I'm focusing on each thing. Why is the lid so amazing? Well, you know, that's thanks to my barber, Jack Nichols, for giving me the full £20 me up. Can you make a video with drills for each part of the game? I think I did something very similar last year, and I'll do it again this year, maybe with different drills and a bit more in depth. Last year I was doing the Dave Pell short game test, and then I was doing the circle putting drill. But there's loads of drills which I can show you guys and do in a video. Maybe if we do like a long game, a short game one, and a putting one. Favourite club in the bag has to be the putter. I've just been putting so well recently. I don't know why. Probably because I've been missing every green and leaving myself inside 10 foot on every hole. Right, thank you all for asking those questions. Now it's time for me to do some practice, you know. One other question, a serious one, which has been kind of affecting me a little bit, and that's why your leg's so skinny. Well, you know, I'll make up for it with the upper body, don't I? With the old arms. Yeah. So a lot of what I'm doing at the moment, especially on the short game area, is having 10 balls. 2, 4, 6, 8, yeah, 10. And then hitting 2 to each pin But with the two balls, I'm hitting two different types of shots. So at the bunker, for instance, here, I'm gonna hit one parachute shot where I'm flying it almost all the way there. And then I hit another one with a bit more run on it. Unless it's a really tight pin, then I'm hitting two parachute shots, obviously. But so just giving myself a little bit more variety. Obviously, all the different pins on here have different contours around it. And then I have to deal with the slopes in a different way with each shot, if that makes sense. So it's keeping my mind thinking. So a bit of a short vlog today. Just wanted to get that Q&A done, answer your questions. Over the next couple of weeks or so, I'm going to be filming and playing a lot more. Hopefully a few course vlogs coming up. And practice videos will be getting a little bit longer and a bit more in depth. So thank you all very much for watching, and I will see you all soon. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe, and leave your comments.